Hi there. Today we are talking about taking care of the caregiver and ways for you to do that so that you're able to take care of the people who need you to do that. My name is Stephanie with Abundant Life Care Advocates, and I'm here to empower and equip you to do just that, to care well for yourself and to care well for others. So, how do we take good care of ourselves? I linked several videos that we've talked about this in the past. Right now, I'm going through a few steps of ways that you can take care of yourself. Last week, we talked about spending time meditating. Spending time meditating. Personally, I find that to be the absolute most important way for me to take care of myself. If I don't have that time in the morning where I've meditated, um, I don't think as clearly and I'm rushed and I don't prioritize well. So having that time in the morning allows me to clear my thoughts and make sure that I'm focused on the things that I need to. So that starts with an S. Today we're going to talk about something that starts with an E. I see self-care. I like acronyms. I think they're helpful to just, I guess, organize my thoughts again. And I see self-care as seeds. Okay, so this little series, I guess I would call it, is going to end up spelling that out, seeds. And today we're talking about the first E. The first E in self-care, we're spelling seeds, is eating well. So I know it's not exciting. And I think for some people who are like in the throes of caregiving, if you're caring for elderly parents or aunts or uncles or neighbors or community member, whoever it is that you're caring for, maybe you're paid to take care of people, but it's like you want me to think about what I'm eating. You want me to waste a couple of minutes just to thinking about this, and you know the yeah, right. And you have all of these appointments to get to. You have a house that needs to be taken care of. You have all these things, and you already don't know how you're going to have time to do all of that. And so, um, taking a few minutes to think about this and how you feed yourself is is kind of a sacrifice, but I think it's an important one. And just like meditating kind of aligns my thoughts, eating well gives my body the fuel that it needs to care well for people, because I can't do that well if I'm running on, straight sugar or fast food. So yeah, let's talk about eating well, caring well for yourself by eating well. Okay. Um, I just want to encourage you with a few things, I guess, why I think it's so important. And how I find motivation to eat well. That's probably the biggest thing. How do you get motivated to eat well? And personally, honestly, taking care of the sick and the elderly is probably my biggest motivation. It's like I see the effects of how we treat our bodies pretty regularly. And I'm not saying that, the sick and dying, it's like always their fault. I'm not saying anything like that. Um, it's just that you see the effects of caring for ourselves. I see that all the time. So maybe that's you too, as my biggest motivator. And I want to live for a long time still. I want to live for a really long time still. But I don't just want to live for a long time. I want to live well during that time. So I hope I want to give my body the things that it needs so that I can do that. So that I can live for a long time, so I can care well for myself, so that I can care well for other people for a long time still. So I find that motivating, and I guess that's probably what throws me into learning about how to do that. So some resources that I use, there's a book that's by Dr. Peter Attia. It's called Outlive. It's the art and the science of longevity. It's really a beautiful book. It has lots of tools. It's very comprehensive. So it talks about way more than just your diet, but he talks a lot about the food that you eat in that book. Another resource is a podcast that I like to listen to is Andrew Huberman. He interviews, I forget the guy's name, Lane Norton, Dr. Lane Norton. And that's super comprehensive, talking about all kinds of different diets, and why they work and what doesn't work and what's important in your diet. So those are some great tools in figuring out what you need to fuel your body. I also just watched this docu-series on Netflix. I haven't finished it quite yet, but it's called Live to 100. And in it, they study 5 different communities all over the world, and how they live. These are all centurions. They study these centurions and how have they come to live here, be here, and live so well for so long. So that's a super helpful. It's motivating to me to see that that's possible. And in it, again, they don't just talk about diet, but you see how critical it is to them to live well. So hopefully those are some encouraging. I'll put that, hopefully links to that underneath the video too, so you can get to them that way if you don't get to it in the email. So I want to share some tools with you that I find helpful in fueling myself, eating well. First of all, I have to have a plan. I have to have a plan. If I wait till I'm hungry, I'm a terrible human being. I cannot wait that long. I will grab whatever is closest. So I have to have a plan. I tend to eat the same thing for a little while for breakfast and for lunch. It's just, I also use a nutritional tracker called Chronometer, especially when I'm kind of changing things a little bit to make sure that I'm getting the nutrients that my body requires. So, maybe part of that is simplicity, for simplicity's sake, being able to just copy and paste what I used yesterday. Like I ate the same thing. So I know what the nutrients that I'm getting. So Chronometer. But I also have a plan then for dinner. It just kind of helps me, again, so that I have a plan, so that I know what I'm doing for dinners. Mondays, I tend to do soup, salad, and sandwiches. Tuesdays, I call it Taco Tuesdays, not just tacos, although my family would be totally happy if I just made them tacos every Tuesday. Wednesday, I tend to do some type of comfort food. Thursday is breakfast or leftovers if we have them. And Friday is Fryer Friday. I love my air fryer. That thing is amazing. And one of my favorite things to do is put a piece of salmon in it. You can ask my family. They hate me for it, but I'm okay with that. I just love that thing. Or I do a frozen pizza for the kids. I overheard my daughter one time tell a friend of hers, like, we have frozen pizza every Friday. I think it's because my mom is lazy. And I just decided to be okay with that and let it go. So that's fine. But, it's not like a hard and stone plan, but it is helpful for me to organize my thoughts. And again, so I'm not just running out last minute. So, maybe that's helpful for you. Maybe it's not, but take what you like and leave the rest. I like that saying, take what you like and leave the rest. If it's helpful, so be it. If not, find and figure out your own plan, I guess. Tracking, I talked about Chronometer. I've used other platforms as well, but Chronometer is definitely my favorite one right now because it tracks more than just like your macros, more than just protein and carbs. It does your nutrients. Tracks. I'm big on fiber, and you can also adjust your macros on there to fit your needs very specifically. Accountability, that's another important thing. I can tend to eat too much sugar. I would say I'm a sugar addict. That is something. I don't just eat one piece of cake. I'm going to eat all of the cake as long as it's there in front of me. So I've had to have accountability for that. There's an app called Habit Share that I have used. I am not using it currently, but I have friends who just love it and use it religiously. And then I also posted a link in the email to my Caring Moments Facebook group. I hope that that's a place that people can find community and find accountability if that's what they're looking for. And I am not a nutritionist. I think I said that already. I want to make that totally clear. I am not. But I would just share with you that through those resources that I've talked about, through Outlive, through podcasts that I love to learn through, and other sources too, but mainly those, I've really prioritized how much fiber I eat and how much protein I eat. But you know what the thing is, I think that probably if this is something that's, you're feeling like you need to work on for yourself to care well for yourself so that you can care well for others, if you need to look at what you're eating, you probably already know. You probably already have an idea of what you need to cut out and what you need to put in. So listen to yourself and trust yourself. And that is what I would like to encourage you to do with that. So I think that's it for now. If this is helpful for you, I do hope that you would share it with other people. Maybe you know someone who's caring for someone, and send this to them so that I can get this information out to the people who need it. I'll put a link down below so that you can sign up for emails, or the person you send this to can sign up for emails if that's helpful. And yeah, if you could like it, so I know if this is helpful or not for people, that's super helpful to me. And yeah, until next time, hope that you care well for yourself so you can care well for those around you. Blessings to you.